Ladies and gentlemen.
Shit, welcome back again to another episode of You Know Who We Are. My name is Bucky.
My name is Papo. And before we begin, we were following TikTok, and one of our videos got out there, got like 80,000 views.
Yeah, that is crazy, man. Thank you.
We were reading some of the comments. I read a lot of the comments. Some of them were funny. Some of them were about Mando's mask and shit. And it was like whatever, right? But that video wasn't intended to like be like a primary thing about this podcast. It was just a fun fact that Mando decided to throw in to kind of, I guess you could say, like, bring an example to the whole dire wolf situation, like just experimenting on animals, right?
Yeah.
So it wasn't anything serious, you know what I mean? So don't take it that's the whole thing about the podcast. Like, no, like that was just a fun fact. And I think Mando from now on will be clarifying when he's going to throw a fun fact in. That way it doesn't get the traction. We don't get traction in the wrong path, you know?
Makes sense.
Get what I mean? Like, so just to put it out there. But how was your weekend? Well,
Week. I feel like I haven't seen it in a while, dude. But it was good. I mean, it was a little rough. I usually don't get sick when I go out to eat, dude. But it was one of those days when I knew what I was gonna eat. It didn't look like it was fully cooked. I still ate it. And it didn't go.
It did you dirty?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't. Just thinking about the smell of the food is just.
I get what you mean. But
there's a place. I don't know if you know, but there's a place around here that when you're driving, you can smell it. You know what I'm talking about, right?
they do that to I guess tantalize you to get to go to the restaurant.
The place is far from there, dude, but it's a section when you drive in. If you're driving on the highway, you can smell it too.
Damn.
And it smells like the stuff that you put in the food. I forgot the name.
Seasoning?
Yeah, it smells like seasoning. I think it's where they package it or something.
Oh, you're talking about the factory?
I don't know.
I think it's the factory.
I try to find a place, and then if you go on Google, you find it, and
it's like a strong smell of pepper or some shit like that. I don't even know. It's like just spices.
And I was just reading because when you can on Google you can I guess put reviews on like certain places, and the amount of people complaining is crazy, man. Like. He said, "Man, I had to move because that place smells so." It doesn't smell bad, but after a while, the smell, especially me now.
Oh yeah.
I get sick just driving that little section, dude. But yeah, it was. How's your?
Wait, you're better now, right?
Oh, I'm good now.
Yeah.
I was good. Like I said, it was just for the weekend. It was bad.
Damn.
But
luckily, you're better.
I'm good now.
But no, me it's been an expensive weekend or a week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, got changed a few things on my car, got it fixed. Okay. It needed it, I had to change the rear discs, the brakes, air filters. It was a good chunk of change, but it was besides that, I mean, been with my kids and
that's good.
Had fun, been going out to parks.
It feels nice outside.
Yeah, enjoying the fucking weather. The other day we were at the park, dude, and I was just sitting on those foldable chairs and shit. And I was just like looking at the trees, feeling the breeze. But then every so often my kids would be like yelling and shit, and I'd be like, "Yo, shut up!" I'm trying to enjoy the fucking day. But no, it's been cool. But
so I was on TikTok the other day. And by the other day, I mean yesterday. And so, like, how on TikTok it shows you, like, whatever's trending. sometimes, right? And there was one of them that said the Antichrist 2025.
Yeah, I saw
And there's
it.
a video of a guy talking about how he's. Have you seen it, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a way we could play it.
Yeah, but the gist was, that the video that I saw was him basically saying that he was the true Messiah. I don't know if I misheard it or what, but I mean he was basically claiming that, he returned, right? Or he was the
I guess we'll play the video, but and in another video, he made another video basically saying that he's not the Antichrist, though.
Yeah, but you're claiming to do a lot of things that are out of a human's capabilities. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because apparently, allegedly, he's done miracles, like made somebody come back from the dead or something.
Yeah, and it's like how they say in the Bible, that towards the end times or in the end times, people will be claiming that they are the Messiah, that they will do these miracles, they will do all sorts of things to convince you that they're the Messiah.
Yeah, it's true, because in the Bible says in the 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 9, it says the coming of the lawless one will be in accordance with how Satan works. He will use all sort of displays and powers through signs and wonders that can serve in all the ways that I usually read the Bible in Spanish.
Yeah, it's cool.
So it's basically like he will use, or he can use a lot of like signs, make it seem like, oh, this dude is real, right?
Yeah.
And like, but it also says those who basically believe, because you know how there's people, I'm spiritual, like that's what they like, I'm spiritual, but I don't believe in Jesus, or I don't believe in God. What kind of spirits do you have? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So basically the Bible talks about how like if you're one of those.
Pope, I'm the proof upon the Christians. I'm the son of the Muslims. So, go ahead.
So yeah, so you know how like people don't want to believe Jesus, but they will believe something else, and so those are the ones who will be like, well, that guy can do miracles, he can bring people from the dead and stuff. And the Bible says the Antichrist will be able to do that, and there's going to be a bunch of people who are going to be confused.
It said that the Antichrist himself is going to get killed, and he's going to be resurrected.
The beast.
And
so yeah, I don't know if you can play the video now.
Yeah.
I am Abdullah, the successor of Imam al-Mahdi alayhi salam, the successor of the Comforter Ahmed, the successor of Simon Peter, the successor of Muhammad, the successor of Jesus Christ. I am the true and legitimate Pope. I am the proof upon the Christians. I am the son of the Muslims through my father, and the son of the Christians and the Jews through my mother. I am the son of the East through my father, and the son of the West through my mother. I am like Zulkarnain, who with one horn in the east and one in the west, and I am the inheritor of all that lies between. I am more knowledgeable than any false pope, and I am appointed by name in the will of the prophets. My name is also on the tongue of Isaiah, who prophesied of the righteous servant, and he said, he will see his offspring and prolong his days, and the will of the Lord will prosper in his hand.
So yeah, so he made a video after saying, because there's a bunch of people who were like, oh, are you the Antichrist and stuff. Now, when the Bible says that there's going to be a bunch of people or Antichrist until we get the real one.
Yeah.
Because this one, we don't really know who he is, and a lot of people, I'm like, I don't believe you. But the person, whoever's going to be like the real one, he's going to, apparently everyone is going to love him, and they're going to want him to rule the whole world, which he will.
He's the one that's going to bring the one world order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like talk about peace and stuff.
Yeah. So just looking at him, it's unsettling that somebody is like saying things like that. You know what I mean?
Confusing people.
Yeah, confusing
Scaring people.
Like that's not okay.
Now, apparently, he made or used to make videos and stuff about cults and stuff. So he definitely knows how to start a cult if he wanted to. Just like the guy from Texas we talked last time. You know what I mean? Like they'd start and then people start believing them.
Yeah.
It's just they know how to manipulate people. So yeah, he also said the Pope, it was a false Pope.
Yeah.
He was confusing people too. Which I think he was, though. Let's be honest. The dude said that all religions lead to God, and that's not true.
Yeah, that's not true. And then the whole that the whole LGBTQ premium situation was okay, and in the Bible it clearly states it's an abomination. So where the Pope got that this was okay, I have no idea.
A lot of people kept saying that he was Antichrist too because of this stuff that he was doing.
Yeah, like to me personally, the Pope is being worshipped by people, and that is that's a big no-no, you know, and you know the whole kissing his ring, fucking being worried about someone who, you know, they make it seem as though the Pope can talk directly to God. And that's not the case. You know what I mean? And they just glorify the Pope.
Yeah.
To a point where it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, so this dude was saying that he was that he was fake. He wasn't the real Pope, right? That he is the real Pope, right? Basically, in that one video, the Pope was talking about how the religions are like the language. Mm-hmm. Like there's one language that can unite all of us, and in this case might be English, right?
Yeah.
But he was basically saying it doesn't matter where you come from, it doesn't matter what you believe, it doesn't matter what you are, what you identify as, and like blah blah blah.
Yeah, that
as long as you end up with God, and that's not true. And if we read in John 14:6, where Jesus said, "I am the way, the truth, and the life, and no one comes to the Father except through me." Now, if you decide not to believe that, then you will perish, and the Bible says that too.
That's why I say, like, I don't know where the Pope got that idea of all religions lead to one, because, like you said, it's stated in the Bible.
So what's going on right now, right? We have social media. Social media, the algorithm. What do you pronounce?
The algorithm?
Yeah, it would show you what you believe. Right?
Yeah.
It might show different to someone who thinks different than me.
Yeah.
And same thing. So if you don't believe in God, you're going to get a bunch of videos talking about like, oh, Christians do this. People that believe in God do this. They hate each other. They judge me. But if you're a Christian, you're gonna get videos explaining more about the Bible and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Same thing. If you support LGBTQ, like you will get a lot of stuff like that. Yeah. What I'm saying is that the world is so divided, and we hate each other. And what he was trying to do is just, I'm trying to bring peace. So I'm gonna unite everyone so they can be, they don't hate each other. They're not killing each other, and it sounds good because it does. I mean, it's nice that
peace and a utopia.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound bad. Like, it's good. But it's not the result that's bad. It's the process to get to that result. That's bad. Yeah. Because that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to go down a path where, just to basically shut people up, let's just agree to disagree and just accept that LGBTQ premium is okay. Let's accept that all religions lead to one God. Let's accept all these things, and that's not how this works. You're changing what the Bible says. You're manipulating to your convenience, and that is not okay.
Yeah, so all the people that don't believe in Jesus are like, dude, what, why not?
Yeah.
But then again, maybe because I was born, my parents are Christians, your parents too, so it's normal for us to believe in Jesus, right?
Yeah.
And for somebody that doesn't know or doesn't want to, then that must be hard. But yeah, this dude everyone's calling him like, you're the Antichrist, so he's becoming famous. And
yeah, I mean, I get it because it also, if I'm not mistaken, like in the Bible, it says that, like, when God comes and when Jesus comes back, that trumpets, horns, and all that will go off in the sky, and he will appear to all of us in the sky.
Yeah.
So it means that he's not going to physically touch Earth. You know what I mean? So if you're claiming to be something, because I don't know about you, but like in a portion of that video that we just played, it kind of almost sounded like he was claiming to be, not Jesus, but like he's claiming to be
after
this,
Jesus,
I guess
like
the second coming, or yeah,
the one that comes after Jesus.
He claims
right?
to be a Messiah almost, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
So it can't be true. You know what I mean? Because he's here in the physical, like touching.
You see, a lot of people, like I said before, they just go to social media and everything, and they just try to find an answer, right? And like I said before, social media will show you what you know, if you search how to cook before, that's what videos you're gonna get, right?
Yeah.
Or like how we were talking about earlier, that's nowadays you don't even have to talk, you don't have to say it, you just think about it,
that shit and it pops
and then,
up.
you know what I mean? So same thing with that though, because if you start Google them or searching videos, you're gonna get videos that some of the videos are gonna be like, well, this dude is clearly fake. Don't believe him. You know, read the Bible. Will tell you what, you know, what's coming and like what you need to do. But then there's other videos it's like, hey, you know, this is the guy. This is the one we need to worship. And since you don't know, you don't read the Bible, then you get confused. And the Bible says that a lot of them will be deceived, even the ones that are, you know, that they're already elect. I think that's, like I said, I read the Bible in Spanish, right? Try to translate it. Yeah, so it will, a lot of people will get confused.
Yeah.
And yeah, so like I said, he made a video saying that he's not the Antichrist.
But I mean,
he is one of them, though. Let's get that.
Yeah, he is. He is one of them because, or he is a false
prophet,
I guess you could say. That is very much clear. He probably necessarily isn't the Antichrist, but he is along the lines of it, you know, because claiming to be one thing and then just because you're proving it through miracles is...
Which we don't know, right?
Yeah.
Because like I said before, like this is my opinion. This is the way I think. I might be wrong. Like those big churches that have pastors are like super famous. They got their own private jets and stuff.
Yeah.
Because they can perform miracles, which they can probably do. Like, I don't know, right? But then again, I'm thinking that if I was hungry for money and I know that if I start a church and I start paying, like I could pay him, say, hey, bro, say that you were dying and I pray for, you know, I pray for you and then now you're good.
Yeah.
And just going.
So like you're paying for...
You paying
like,
an actor.
For clout, basically, I guess.
Yeah, you're paying an actor, right? Because if you're an
Yeah.
actor, though, like, some people can make it seem so real like it did happen. We don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't think this dude actually was able to bring somebody back from the death, right? And
yeah, like even like I'm not even gonna say like even if there was video proof of this, like it's not natural. It's not natural.
And like I said, the Bible says right here that it says for even when. Let me see, where is it? Yeah, he used signs.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that will make it look so like it's the actual thing.
Yeah.
But then it says there's going to be many of them that already were here. There are many more that are coming, but they're not the...
And who's to say that, you know, that if he is supposedly performing these miracles of resurrecting people, who's to say that they're not their bodies aren't just being possessed by demons? You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's also
so, I mean, like, a lot of things are possible. I mean...
Like, people are saying that the Antichrist is going to be Trump, Elon Musk,
Elon Musk,
Putin.
Oh my God.
All of them, dude.
Dude, I think just in that aspect, I think just people are just trying to just throw fucking stupid things at people that have nothing to do with anything. You know what I mean? Like, it's just
whatever. No, but like,
it's just a fucking...
So
dramatized, I guess.
So when the real one shows up, he's gonna come out of nowhere. People are gonna love him, and then he's gonna somehow make it easy for people to believe in him.
Yeah.
And that he's gonna make a deal like we're gonna treat everyone good for like but he's only gonna do it for 3.5 years though.
Yeah, out of the 7-year
And then
tribulation.
he's gonna start attacking Christians, the ones that actually believe.
Persecuting the Christians.
Now there is something that I really want to know. Like I said, even though I was born in church, I feel like now I'm trying to learn the Bible and trying to learn more. Is that, have you heard about the rapture, right? How when Jesus picks his people, then I
like
wonder if that's going to happen before or after. Or
that's the thing that people say they don't know if it's before or after. I would feel as though it would be before.
It makes more sense, right? To do it before.
Because to me it's like in those 7 years, right? You can not necessarily prove yourself, but like you can redeem. It gives you that time to redeem yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like don't quote me or don't take what I'm saying as fact. Like I don't really know. Like I'm not really that versed in the Bible, but like just from hearing it for so long, for so many years, in my mind, that's what makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, all right, the rapture happens, the 7-year tribulation. That's where you have that 7-year period to basically redeem yourself. You know.
So what I think, because like I said in the Bible, like I'm not in the Bible, but in Spanish they say las bodas del cordero, right? Because the church is the bride, and Anyway, so what I think is that if you're invited, you go to like the party. Let's say that's when the rapture happens, right? Because I don't think God will let His people suffer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of Christians that are gonna die. Like people, you will die. Like they will cut you. Like they will cut your head, and if you don't worship them or if you don't get
basically what's gonna happen is that after those 3.5 years of supposed peace, the next 3.5 years is Christian persecution, meaning that they're gonna give you a choice, whether you say that you don't believe in Jesus and you're fine, or you reject that and you say you do believe in Jesus, but then you're killed for it. So that's where I come in, like, and say, all right, this is where you're redeeming yourself, because like you've seen what's happening, you're seeing what's happening. That's why I say the rapture is going to be before all of this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like you said, you wouldn't think that God would want His people to suffer through this, and the people that stay behind are the people that were the doubters, the non-believers, and all that. And they're the ones that are going to go through this. And then that's where they have that choice. Do I redeem myself or do I stick with what I know? You know what I mean?
I guess it makes sense. That's what I was thinking, because, I guess I'll have to ask somebody that knows.
Yeah.
Because if that was the case, right? But then again, think about it. A lot of people are scared to die.
Yeah.
And like I was telling this dude at work the other day, he was like, well, God loves kids so much. Why would they have to get the mark of the beast too? Like, kids will cry if you're a parent, like you don't want to see your kids crying because they're hungry, right? Because the only way for you to buy food is if you get the mark of the beast, and if you do that, then you're. Now, here's the thing. I don't think the mark of the beast is gonna be like the 666, like how you see it.
Like on the forehead. Yeah, no.
And like,
they say it's gonna be a chip.
It's a chip, and then
it's a chip implanted in the hand, I think. And it's in one of the hands. I don't remember. It's like a specific thing. It's like really specific. But it's like in one of your hands. And that's the only way that you're going to be able to buy anything. Yeah. Like actual like physical currency will not be a thing anymore. Like you won't be able to use your phone. Like it's a physical chip in your hand from what I've heard.
Yeah, and it makes sense. How are they going to do it? Well, how about like, you have to protect yourself from like people stealing your information online. How like you don't have to like, remember back in the days, you can have you can check your bank account with here. You can pay with your phone. You can call somebody. You can FaceTime. You can do so many things with your phone, right? Because back in the days, if you wanted to do like if you needed a computer, you would have to have a big ass computer.
Yeah.
Remember those, right? And then when small, then you got an actual computer. Well, now you can do a lot of the stuff on your phone.
Yeah.
Before you needed a camera, well, you got a camera now. Look at this now. You got this now too. Like you don't like this thing's like it's everything, right? And what they're gonna do is they're gonna start off by saying like, hey, listen, if you get the chip, you don't have to carry your phone anymore, because now they can connect it to your brain, right?
And it's happening already.
It's happening. So they're just testing it.
They're testing it.
Neuralink, what the heck is called?
No, they've actually like I think it's in, I can't remember if it's in Korea or China, but they've put chips in their hands, and all they do is swipe their hands over a scanner, and it pays for whatever they like purchased or whatever they're getting. So it's huh?
People in this country that have it too.
Yeah, people have it already. And here's the thing, because what they're gonna do is they're gonna make it something that everyone has to do it, right?
Yeah.
So they're like, you don't need your wallet, you don't need to bring your ID anymore.
Yeah.
You don't
It's
need to
gonna
bring your
have
passport, everything. So they're eventually gonna get rid of their
like
physical license
documents.
and stuff.
Like
There you
you're
go.
not gonna need it. It's all gonna be in that one chip.
And-
your ID, your social security, your address, your personal information. Everything's gonna be on this chip supposedly.
And so they're gonna force it, and so you're gonna have to do it. And once you start doing it, people are gonna take that without even noticing it.
Yeah. And that's where the whole Christian persecution starts to happen.
Yeah, because then you don't want to do it. Why don't you want to do it? Well, even though I wasn't going to church back then, I know it's wrong, and like, but if that was the case, then there's hope, though.
Yeah.
So the way I see it is that if you go to like las bodas del cordero, how we say it in Spanish, it's like you get like special. You're like the VIP, and you go there first. You celebrate while everyone's always like, oh, look at them. We're not going to be able to see them. I say we because hopefully we all go there, right? But I'm just saying, like, you're going to be partying with Jesus, right? While everyone else is suffering because they didn't want to, believe in Jesus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So hopefully there's still hope. If one day you wake up, because I had a dream last time, dude. Then I woke up and I felt like I was, Jesus came back, like the rapture, and then I stayed.
Mm-hmm.
And that feeling of knowing that there's nothing, I mean, absolutely nothing that can fix that. Like, it sucked, dude. Like, I wanted to cry when I woke up. Anyways, thank God it was a dream. So I was looking, I'm just saying, like, imagine you go to because it's in the sky.
So do you think it was a dream or a vision? I'm not saying that you're going to stay behind in the rapture. I'm just saying, like, do you think that it was, like, a sign to come?
It was probably a sign, and ever since, I just been, like, going to sleep. It's going to sleep. I feel like if the way I feel before going to sleep, if I was like that all day, I would try, my life would be better in a way that I would be, like, I'll fear God more. I would try to make better decisions. Well, we're not perfect, though.
Yeah, we're not perfect.
And the more the closer you're trying to get to God, the worse it gets, right?
The
The more he will
fights
attack
back, and
you. So
he wants you to sin. He wants you to do these. He wants you to defy him. So
So I think that dream or vision, whatever it was, it probably was a sign from God saying, "Hey, you need to
do
you
better.
see what happens if you don't." So it's true. Now, I don't know, man. Like, there's gonna be a lot of people, even the Christians, the one that actually believe in Jesus. They're not gonna die, dude. Because think about it. In the moment, it's like, "Oh yeah, I'll die for you." Even I think it was Peter when he said that Jesus was when Jesus was on his way to, he was gonna get crucified. Like, I think the night before they were eating, I think. He said, "I'll go with you, and then I have to die. I'll die too," right? And Jesus was like, "You don't know what you're saying." He was like, "You will deny me 3 times before the que cante el gallo." And in the moment when they caught Jesus, somebody was like, "Hey," he was with him. He was like, "No, I don't even know the guy."
Yeah.
3 times. That's what I'm saying. When you're in the moment, because you're like, oh yeah, I would die. Like I would never deny Jesus. But what if somebody has a gun to your face, or somebody that you love? Do you trust God there? Like you have to, right? But
Yeah.
like at that moment, you're like, maybe not yet. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's that fear of death.
The fear, like it's so serious, and like just thinking about like, well, I'll do it for my family, but
Yeah,
no, bro.
nobody in this world wants to die. Like nobody truly wants to die, and this goes to like even the people that commit suicide, like those that like throw themselves off a building or throw themselves off a bridge. Like I've heard a lot of times where once they've thrown themselves, like they regret it. The ones that have survived have said that once they threw themselves, they regretted doing it. So it like a lot of people in this like, now I don't mean a lot. I mean everyone probably in this world does not want to fucking die early. They want to live as long as they can. You know, some situations are better than others, but the fear of death. That's the true test. It's like, am I gonna commit to Jesus and actually die for him, or am I gonna just be like, fuck no, I want to live. But that's the true test. That's the true test.
Yeah,
and not a lot of people are gonna.
Yeah, because in that day they're not
pass
gonna.
that test.
They will cut your head off if you say you
It'll
don't want to
probably be in
worship.
the most gruesome ways possible.
Yeah. They're gonna make it like a lot of people say, well, maybe no, or or if you're a family member who you don't want your family to go through them, say, hey, let's just worship this thing, because at the end of the day, once we die, right? Which brings me to a question that I wanted to ask. Well, Mando's not here today.
We can ask him next episode.
What do you think happens after we die, or do you think we live forever?
That's a tough one.
Let's start off by saying, do you think we live forever? Are we like
spiritually live forever, or like reincarnation type of thing?
Maybe spiritually?
I feel like yes, spiritually I feel like we do live forever, because it's like how scientists say matter can't be destroyed or whatever, right? So it's like our consciousness has to be some sort of matter, no?
Yeah.
Like it's something. It it can't just be like blackout, like you die and that's it. There's no way. It's like how like in my situation, like where I go with Mando to these haunted houses, right? It's because we believe that there is something there, whether it be good or bad. No, 9 times out of 10, or not 9 times out of 10, but like supposedly, technically, it's all bad, right? But the fact that there is something communicating, just signifies that there is more than this physical world. You know what I mean? So spiritually, I feel like, yes, we do live forever. And I mean, with God, he says we will have eternal life. So
I think it makes sense, because a lot of the stuff, sin, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the flesh trying to enjoy or live life, because they know that, like, you were born, you grew up, and then once you hit a certain age, everything starts. It's so painful, like getting up or just stuff like that, right?
Physically deteriorating.
Yeah. So that's why, like, because the spirit is one thing. Like, the spirit actually wants to get closer to God because they know.
Yeah.
And then there's going to be the second, I guess in Spanish we say la segunda muerte, como la muerte física, which is, when you...
The
physical death and when you die. But what happens after? So one thing people don't know or try, or they don't care, I guess, because, a lot of people say, oh, only God can judge me. Well, he will.
Yeah, he will.
He will judge you, like, whether... It doesn't matter if you believe in him or not. Everyone is going to get judged.
You're going to be judged based off of your circumstances of how well you knew him.
Yeah.
So, like, those priests or pastors or that do that whole oh, I'm gonna preach and make money off of it. Like the ones that do it to their convenience, they're the ones that are gonna get judged the harshest because they knew the Bible. They manipulated the Bible to their convenience. You know, they deceived people.
Yeah.
So they're the ones that are gonna get punished the harshest. And then there's those who are Christians who obviously, I mean, there's levels to this whole judgment thing from what I understand. So
Yeah,
based off of your circumstances, that's how you're gonna get judged.
Yeah. So people don't know that. They think that once you die, you're died.
Yeah.
You're returned to dust, which our bodies, right? But our spirit, though, there's if you don't believe in God and like, it's once you start thinking about it, dude, it's kind of scary, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Because
imagine you think you did everything right, and then at that moment, God tells you like, "Depart from me, I never knew you."
That's heartbreaking.
I feel like if
It really
somebody wants motivation, that should be a motivation for you. But like the words you want to hear is like, "Well done, my good, faithful servant." I think that's what if you translate. Again, I'm trying to translate from Spanish to English.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So again, there's the first death, and then there's the second one. The second one is basically when
the spiritual
one. Because if you live with Jesus, you're going to be you forever, right?
Yeah.
Well, technically, if you go to hell, you will live forever. But it's there.
You'll be in.
There ain't no life, dude.
There. That's whatchamacallit? Suffering for eternity.
Yeah. So.
And suffering don't sound too good. So, yeah.
And like a lot of people think like, oh, let's party now. We'll
worry about it later.
Like, worry about it later.
You can't do that. Like it has to be, throughout your whole life, because it says in the Bible, we will not know the day, the hour of his return. So for all we know, he could be coming back in a couple seconds from right now, and we wouldn't know.
Yeah, we could be recording and then probably came back and took his people, and then we're here.
Yeah. So you have to make the time for him, and it has to be, soon, because we're towards the end.
Because like I was saying, like if I were to live my life the way I feel going to sleep, the reason why going to sleep is because I feel like in the morning, you being awake, being able to control, like feel like you're like, oh, I'm in control, so I might do my best, because just in case if you were to get into an accident, and if God willing, you have at least 10 seconds to ask forgiveness, then you're fine.
Mm-hmm.
But imagine when you go to sleep, your body, you're not, like there's a lot of people who go to sleep and don't wake up. And what if you're like, I'm
We'll do it tomorrow.
I'll do it tomorrow. Like, no, dude, just ask for forgiveness. Jesus is willing to forgive you of all your sins. Now, going back to like we were saying, like the second death in Revelation chapter 20, verse 14, it says, Then the death and Hades were thrown into the lake of fire. The lake of fire is the second death. Anyone whose name was not found written in the book of life was thrown into the lake of fire. And where's the lake of fire? Well, hell.
It's hell.
Right?
Like
so that's the second death. Dude.
If the lake of fire didn't give you a hint, we'll tell you it's hell. It's hell.
So thinking about it, dude, like what comes after life? I'm not saying live life like like scared. No. Don't do that. Like God, Jesus, yes, God wants us to
fear God, because He will judge you. But
don't try to be perfect.
Don't try to be perfect. We're not saying, drop everything and fucking, be a little goody two shoe like type of thing. No, I'm not saying I'm perfect. Like I curse, I talk about all this stuff, and I still sin. We all sin. You can be the most, I guess you could say, saint person in this planet, and you're still sinning. like no one is perfect.
No one's perfect. Even Romans chapter 3, verse 23 says, "For all have sinned and fall short from the glory of God."
Yeah.
Basically, absolutely nobody can do there's nothing you can do to, to be perfect.
Yeah.
Again. Now, that
Like-
doesn't mean you try, and you have to try. I mean, by try, meaning like, especially now that we have social media, like some things we watch or listen to can push us into the wrong.
Yeah.
But that's when you're like, okay, maybe I shouldn't do that because it's pushing me to do something that I shouldn't be doing. But we gotta understand we were sinners, and
like
we
in the
need
back
Jesus.
of your head when you have that doubt, like when you like have that, I guess you could say that monologue within you, of, is this good? Should I do it?
What would
This
Jesus
doesn't
do?
sound right, then it's probably because you shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when you have that doubt, it's because of something. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, this seems fun, but like, should I really do it? Should I really like? It's probably not the right thing to do.
Like going to like places, right? Like if you go to like a party or like a club, right?
Yeah.
There's a bunch of people drinking, doing stuff, drugs, and then you probably don't do any of that.
Yeah.
But what if, right? Just only takes it for you to be in the wrong spot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It shows up
Yeah.
and you're the one who dies. I'm like, what were you doing here,
I
bro?
could tell you from experience, wrong place, wrong time, and
Like what
you were
happened
there
to
that
put-
night. You were there that night.
Oh,
At work, that I got in trouble.
Oh yeah, exactly. There you go. Wrong place. Oh, dude, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Oh, wrong place, wrong time.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it only takes us for you to be in the wrong, right?
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like there's un dicho in español, dime con quién andas, de quién andas, right?
Mm.
Or like when you're in a group of people and somebody in that group of people kills someone else, you are responsible too. You going to jail too. If they found you, it was like, well, you were there too. You know what I mean? And yeah.
So, like, we're not telling you to be perfect. That's the whole gist of this. Is no one's gonna be perfect. No one will ever be perfect in this world. All right, like that is a lie, and not because. And this is another thing. Like, just because you like those people on social media that do these good deeds and record it, and basically, I guess you could say get clout out of it. Like, yeah, you're doing a good deed, but are you doing a good deed because you want to do a good deed, or are you doing the good deed because you want to get views, likes, you want to get paid for all this? Like, that there's a difference. You know what I mean? So
I was gonna ask you about that too, since you bring it up.
So like to me, like when you're doing it for, because out of the kindness of your heart, you truly mean to help these people. I'm not necessarily saying that that's what's gonna get you into heaven, but it's like it's a good step forward to that. You know what I mean? But when you start doing it for, I want likes, I want this, I want that, that's where you twisted it to your convenience.
Now, I was gonna ask you a question. Like clearly, that's the way you think, right, about that. But I was thinking the other day because a lot of these people that give up money like that or record themselves, if that's what you do, right? If you're famous because you do that, then I'm like, okay, it's good, right? Because the more likes, more money, more people will help. But if you're the type of person that you're famous, like us, right? We're going outside, start giving out money. It's like, hey guys, look, follow us because we give money to people.
Yeah,
that's a different thing, you know what I mean? Because our goal is different than what we're trying to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and like a lot, like videos can get edited, all right?
Yeah.
So like a lot of these videos are probably people, hey, I'm giving this homeless person money, or I'm giving this homeless person something. Let's put the example there, right? And then they're like, they cut the video, they go back and take away from the homeless. That's fucked up.
Oh yeah.
So, and that's where that's where I get to like, all right, you're doing these things, these supposed good deeds on camera, but are you truly committing to those good deeds? Are you truly, out of the kindness of your heart, actually trying to help these people? And to me, that's where there's a difference in that.
I mean, yeah, if your intentions, because the Bible does say that there's a story in the Bible when Jesus and his disciples were eating, and some people were like, "Oh, they didn't wash their hands. Their hands are dirty."
Mm.
And then Jesus was like, well, the man don't die. Like what goes in is what comes out of your heart. That's what it says when you look at a woman with lust. You're not actually touching it. You're not actually doing the actual physical thing, but
just the thought.
You thought about it. But where do you think it comes from? If you start to think about it, it doesn't come from your mind. It comes from your heart.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the bad things, a lot of the stupid things we think, it don't come from our mind. It comes from our heart. It's just the way our heart is. I saw a video the other day, and somebody was like, "You know how far is God from you? Like, how far do you think he is?" And then he had a tape measure, and he was like, "From here to here." Because you might know Jesus. Like I said, I know Jesus. Like, right? I read the Bible. The Bible says this and blah, blah, blah. But is your heart connected to Jesus too?
Yeah.
And that's when we go to people like the ones, the preachers that do for money, right? Because they're like, "Oh, man, they can tell you, they know the whole thing. They know the Bible and everything, but their heart, it's somewhere else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So do you know Jesus? But does he know you?
Yeah.
That's a different thing. Does he know you? I mean,
yeah.
let me make it clear. He knows you, but do you know him?
Did you build that relationship with him for him to truly know you?
Because
that's where it comes down to. Did you put the effort into knowing him, to truly know him, to truly try and follow his word? That's the difference. You might know him by like Bucky said, by reading the Bible. Like anybody can read it multiple times and memorize it. Doesn't truly mean that you know what it's talking about. You know what I mean? Like, like those pastors, they know the Bible, yet they do it to their convenience to get money. So
yeah. So yeah, and I was thinking, because after I saw the video, I started thinking and actually paying attention every time we do, or I do things, right? And I've noticed that I can feel it in my heart when you're having a bad day, dude. You're not gonna be nice all the time, right?
no.
Or you're doing stuff like your day is not going good, and so you start like cursing to people.
Like
just
me.
and
When
it
I
starts
have a
feeling
bad
like it comes
day,
from here.
When I have a bad day, trust me, I don't think you want to be friends with me that day. All right. So it's like I curse as is. All right. Again, I'm not perfect. I sin every day, and I acknowledge that. I curse every day. When I lose my temper a lot sometimes. So, and yeah, it truly does feel like it's coming out of my heart. Like it's genuine anger. So it's like
that's why it says when you come to Jesus, once you're a new creature, you're supposed to change because it gives you a new heart.
Yeah.
And of course, it doesn't always happen just like that. It takes time.
It takes time. Nothing is. It's like saying when a baby's born, he's gonna come out fucking walking or running. That's not realistic. Yo, you imagine a fucking 1 week old baby just running around.
No, what if because you know how like horses and cows and animals are they're born and 3 hours later they're running.
Yeah,
maybe not running, but they're walking. Imagine if a baby could do that. That would be scary.
Yeah, but no, you gotta learn to crawl, then to walk, then you can run. So it's a process. It might not happen in the next month. It might not happen in the next year. It could take many years, if anything. It might take your whole life, to try and change.
No,
but I mean, at least you're making that effort to change.
just try. God can help you, and like that. Remember that. If you're willing, God is definitely willing to help you. Now, I was going to ask you another question. If you were to, I guess we're going to ask Mando next time. If you were to rule the world, if you wanted the world to follow you, what would you do?
That's a hard one. What would I do? That's there's a part of me that would take this shit very much south.
Force him. You get a force.
But then there's that part of me where it's like doing it that way probably isn't the best way. You know what I mean? Like as to what I would like specifically do, I'm not too sure. I don't know what I would do.
So I think what I would do, because a lot of the times, and we see this in other countries like North Korea, where you're forced to basically the same person, right? Start off by like what the Pope was trying to do, right? Trying to make everyone happy, give them what they want. Because a lot of the times, though, when you give people something, they will like. It's not like they will give you something, but if you're like, hey, you know, that person has given me money, so yeah, he wants me to go help him clean the house. Yeah. Why not? You know, he doesn't. They never ask for stuff, so yeah, why not? Let's help him. I'll start off by doing that, and once I have everyone under control, then I would do what I want.
Yeah, I guess it's like how that one video says like what's it called? What was that video called? We played it a long time. It was like in the first season of the.
Oh, the one if it was the devil.
Yeah, and it explains what the devil would be doing, and it's happening. Like it's actually happening, and yeah. If you can.
And like I said last time, dude, if I wanted the United States to be divided, all I gotta do is use social media, which we got TikTok from China, and we make some random person famous, making millions of dollars a year, like a second, and then because of the way they think, change people's minds, and then we hate each other, and that's how we kill each other. We're not divided. I mean, we are divided. We're not united.
There's groups within that are united. But this country is very much divided.
That's something to use. Social media is something that they can use to divide us because of algorithm.
The algorithm?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was practicing it earlier, man. I can't pronounce it. But yeah, here's the if I were the devil or something like that.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there. It will be here soon. It's because he's scared that we were talking about Jesus.
If I were the devil. If I were the devil. If I were the prince of darkness, I'd want to engulf the whole world in darkness, and I'd have a third of its real estate and 4/5 of its population, but I wouldn't be happy until I had seized the ripest apple on the tree. So I'd set about, however necessary, to take over the United States. I'd subvert the churches first. I'd begin with a campaign of whispers. With the wisdom of a serpent, I would whisper to you as I whispered to Eve, do as you please. To the young, I would whisper that the Bible is a myth. I would convince them that man created God instead of the other way around. I would confide that what's bad is good and what's good is square. And the old I would teach to pray after me, Our Father, which art in Washington. And then I'd get organized. I'd educate authors in how to make lurid literature exciting so that anything else would appear dull and uninteresting. I'd threaten TV with dirtier movies and vice versa. I'd peddle narcotics to whom I could. I'd sell alcohol to ladies and gentlemen of distinction. I'd tranquilize the rest with pills. If I were the devil, I'd soon have families at war with themselves, churches at war with themselves, and nations at war with themselves, until each in its turn was consumed. And with promises of higher ratings, I'd have mesmerizing media fanning the flames. If I were the devil, I would encourage schools to refine young intellects, but neglect to discipline emotions, just let those run wild. Until before you knew it, you'd have to have drug-sniffing dogs and metal detectors at every schoolhouse door. Within a decade, I'd have prisons overflowing. I'd have judges promoting pornography. Soon I could evict God from the courthouse, then from the schoolhouse, and then from the houses of Congress. And in his own churches, I would substitute psychology for religion and deify science. I would lure priests and pastors into misusing boys and girls and church money. If I were the devil, I'd make the symbol of Easter an egg and the symbol of Christmas a bottle. If I were the devil, I'd take from those who have and give to those who wanted until I had killed the incentive of the ambitious. And what'll you bet? I couldn't get whole states to promote gambling. as the way to get rich. I would caution against extremes in hard work, in patriotism, in moral conduct. I would convince the young that marriage is old-fashioned, that swinging is more fun, that what you see on TV is the way to be. And thus I could undress you in public, and I could lure you into bed with diseases for which there is no cure. In other words, if I were the devil, I'd just keep right on doing what he's doing. Paul Harvey. Good day.
Well said.
Good day. Hey, no, dude.
It's well said.
It's crazy. Now, let's talk about how, like, it says that he would divide people in church, right? Families. Let's start about families.
Yeah.
So, here's how bad it is right now. It's like, oh, who did you vote for? Oh, well, if you voted for that, like, we could be eating, we could be having dinner, we could have fun. We could be having fun, right? And then out of nowhere, it's like, oh, that person voted for Trump, or that person voted for Biden. Oh, you know what? I hate you.
Yeah.
For what, dude? I didn't do anything. It was like, no, I hate you now.
Yeah.
Pay me the money I let you use yesterday, or something like that.
Yeah.
Right? It's dividing people for what, though? You know what I mean?
Yeah, so, like you said, the devil's doing what he's doing, and it's happening. It's things that are happening in this country and all over the world, you know?
Mainly in this country, though.
Yeah. I think it's more, like, out because of social media, you know what I mean? Other countries probably don't, like, post stuff about this stuff, but I feel like it's all over the world, right? Some more than others. But, yeah, no, like the video said.
There's so many things that the video was talking about there are actually happening right now. Like, movies, like, there has to be some sexual thing in there. Yeah. It doesn't matter if it's for kids, because kids won't pay attention to it. Like, but if you actually pay attention as an adult, you're like, oh, okay, man, my kids probably shouldn't be watching this.
A lot of DreamWorks movies, Shrek is one. It's one of my favorite movies, but when Lord Farquaad is in his room telling the mirror to show him a picture of Fiona, he lifts his blanket up because it shows that he has an erection.
See, if you're a kid, you don't pay attention to it.
As a kid, I didn't notice it, but when I grew up and I became an adult, I watched it again and I saw it. So that's the type of thing. Like, it's a lot of, you know, like nowadays it's probably more now than it is back then, but a lot of sexual things in movies.
I mean, look. How many people are famous because of OnlyFans, dude?
Yeah, that is.
And I'm not just famous, like making a bunch of money.
A bunch of
right?
money, dude. A bunch of money. A ridiculous ass amount of money. But those are examples, you know.
What they're trying to get rid of, you know, the 10 Commandments in schools, like, how they stopped praying. They got out of the schools. They got
the Bibles out of the schools.
Or they're making laws that don't make sense.
It's a very touchy subject just to talk about religion, to talk about, you know, Jesus, like, politically. I think that's one thing that Trump really did, like, you know, push during his campaign. You know, like, he was talking a lot about Jesus, you know.
Yeah, I get it.
Like, at least compared to other presidents and stuff, he was talking a lot about Jesus.
The guy we just watched earlier, he said that the real Antichrist is the United States.
Like, the country as a whole?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that's dumb.
A lot of people think from, like, from the Middle East, they think that way, because, you know, a lot of their females don't show anything.
Yeah.
And if you're showing something, then it's a sin, right?
Yeah.
And here in America, where basically everyone's
exposing.
Not
Everything.
everyone's naked, but you know what I mean.
A good chunk of people are fucking exposed, all right?
Yeah, so.
But,
and it's media, right? Like we just said, media. People hate their families. People, church. You can't say certain words.
Yeah, certain words.
Certain words. You're gonna get canceled.
Yeah, like Like the news does it too.
Oh yeah.
Like everything in our daily lives, you know, I guess pushes us away from Jesus, right? So it's all
Open your eyes.
it's all down to you as an individual, you know, to discern right from wrong. You know, it's all up to you to want to build that relationship with Jesus.
Yeah. So if you read the Bible and ask God to give you or help you, you will know. You will know, right? Because the sad thing is that nowadays, like wherever they teaching kids in school, whatever is right, they're gonna think is wrong. Well, I mean, whatever's wrong is right, and what's wrong right
is
is
wrong.
square or something.
Yeah.
It's in the Bible too, right? That stuff like that will happen. The families will hate each other. People would do the wrong thing, saying that is the right thing, and it's the last days, dude. Like, we need to get closer to God. We need to find Jesus and Jesus, right? Let's make sure, because the Bible says Jesus is the only way to the Father.
Mm-hmm.
Don't believe what the Pope was saying, that any religion can lead to God. That's not true.
No.
Pope, I don't know where he is right now.
Pope Francis is
Maybe,
he
hopefully,
died.
God forgive him.
He passed away.
I know, that's what I'm saying. We don't know where he is right now.
like heaven or hell. I don't know
He's in Rome.
He's somewhere.
Dude, I went there and I could have gone like in the actual
To the Vatican City.
yeah, like the inside of the
Mm-hmm. Oh, and in the the
yeah.
Pope's-
I was outside, but I was like, nah.
No, dude. Like, do you understand the amount of like secrets the Vatican holds? The Vatican has the most wealth in this fucking planet, dude.
It's I didn't know it was a country. It's the smallest
Yeah.
country in the world.
Yeah. Vatican
That's
City.
insane.
Yeah, and the Pope is the I guess president, I guess you say, the leader of the country. But like the amount of the amount of secrets that they have that they will never release.
What are they gain from it though?
Like, isn't the people in the Vatican the ones that changed the Bible too?
Probably.
Like, I've heard of that. They've like they've changed some verse. They've taken books out of the Bible. They've changed verses in the Bible. Like, and that's like another thing. Like, to me, that is wrong.
Yeah, because I think their Bible is
Because
different.
you're like, who knows what they've put in there to to like deceive you or to like stray you off the right path. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's like another big thing. Is like, that's why I don't really agree with the Pope's views or with just the Pope in general. Like, to me, it's one of those, like, Antichrist, I guess you could say.
Yeah, because
not the Antichrist, but
it's
a
not
Antichrist.
Because the one who the Bible talks about,
Or
I mean, the
false
Bible talks
prophet,
about them
a
too,
false
but
prophet, I guess
the
you could say.
one that's going to be in charge of the whole world, one world religion, is going to
Yeah.
be different. And I don't know. Hopefully, I hear to see it. Because, no, dude, think about it. Because, like I was saying, dude, either Jesus comes back, which when Jesus comes back, then when it says that everyone's going to see him, it's after the tribulation, though. When it comes to this, because the only one that can destroy the Antichrist is Jesus. 'Cause it says that somebody's going to try to kill that thing.
Jesus is coming back not for he's coming back to fight.
Oh, dude.
Not like he came the first time.
Speaking of, you know how like they say they found stuff under the. I guess we can talk about this next week, but I saw a post on Facebook that those big ass things in
Pyramid of Giza,
yeah,
the pillars under the
yeah,
the
but
pyramids?
they said that they found the body of Jesus in there.
What?
Oh, it was on Facebook. Let's see. I don't know. I was like, there's no way. I mean, I
Because
know it's not true, but I'm
yeah.
just saying.
It's like, because I know they were saying that there were pillars that it was like a spiral that leads to like some chambers that are on the bottom of those pillars, and that they had sent one of the doctors down there, and that's what they're saying, that
A
they found
secret
Jesus.
chamber, Jesus' body found in the ark of course, it's a lie. I mean, if you Google it, of course, it's in India.
Yeah, no, there's no way.
But yeah, no, it's just the lies, right?
Mhm.
People that don't know, they don't
Deception.
know. Yeah, it's like, oh, look, it's not true.
Yeah, a lot of that's another thing. That's another thing. Fucking like these articles, like a lot of these articles are fake. A lot of the news that comes out is fake. So, and not everything that's on social media is real. Remember, a lot of this
I'm not
shit
real, but you
could
still
get
listen to it.
fucking edited. All right. Like, again, like you probably don't even have to watch this video. Like, I mean, if you want to say that what we're saying is fake, then that's fine. Like, what we say is our opinion. What you believe is another, you know. So it's like, not everything that's on social media is real. All right. So don't get that shit twisted.
Don't get too excited.
Look into the facts yourselves. Pick up the Bible, please.
Us seek for God, and yeah, man.
Like, all right, I have a question for you. Marriage, right? Like, I get a lot of shit, right? Because it's not that I don't necessarily believe in marriage. It's I don't believe in the system that they've built to get married. Because here you have to pay for a marriage license, and that's the only way you're going to get married, right? Or that's the only way you're going to technically be married, right? So, like, to me, that's dumb. You know what I mean? Like, to me, that's like all those years ago in Jesus' time, they didn't have marriage license. They didn't have to pay for a license to get married. You know what I mean?
It's stupid. You need a license. I mean, you need a license for fishing, dude. Like,
so that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not necessarily that I don't believe in marriage, right? It's just I don't believe in that process. Like, I could get married in a church, or we can just say we're married. You know what I mean? Like, that to me is fine, you know?
So,
but
yeah.
When I have to go through a whole process to actually technically be considered married, is that's what kind of just throws me off.
I think the problem now. Are you done?
Yeah.
No, I think you know how like people talk about like they seem like if you marry somebody, if for whatever little thing, right, you get divorced, and then there's a huge problem, especially if you have kids or if you have money, the wife will take half of it. And then that person will go marry somebody else.
We say half, but it's all normally.
Oh, yeah. Oh. And some people that don't believe in marriage.
Yeah.
Well, the Bible says that you have to get married. And
Yeah.
the reason why you get married is basically the reason why you sign a paper is basically a contract saying that you're not gonna go and be with someone else because that's what's a sin. Or if you don't have anybody, or you don't want to marry somebody, or you want to be single, then that's fine too. Because in I guess back in the days before Jesus, somebody could just just give their wife a letter, get divorced, and you were fine. Now, when Jesus was here, said that unless she cheated on you, or then that's good reason to not be together, right, basically. And then you're fine. Now, the problem is that whoever marries that person is condenación también, the cheater. So the reason, then, so the disciples are what? Then why should the men get married? If basically you're gonna lose all the material things like the money, if you have money, but also your soul. If you don't do, Jesus will forgive you if you ask for forgiveness. Though, so make that clear.
Yeah.
But the reason why Jesus did that is just so people are not they don't take marriage as a joke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of people don't want to get married because that's what the devil's telling you. Don't do it because it's like, why would you get married? Your wife is gonna take everything. You're gonna end up homeless. So don't do it. Here's the thing. What if you go to church? You believe in God, but you don't want to get married because you're scared that your wife is gonna take your money. Then you're gonna wake up one day and then God is gonna be like, well, depart from me because I never knew you because you were in fornication.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, if you, again, the main goal, and I'm not somebody that's been married for 50 years, 40, but I'm just saying, like, if you put God first or put God in the center of your marriage, there will be problems, yes, right?
Yeah.
But if you're too worried about, like, if your wife is going to take your money or she's going to cheat you, like, no, bro, like, put God first.
Yeah.
And things should work out, but it doesn't always.
Like, that's my thing, right? Like, I'm not so much of a materialistic guy. Like, I genuinely, like, the less I have, the better. The less I have to worry about, Like, I'm not a materialistic guy, so I'm not worried that, if I get married, I'm gonna lose all my shit. Like, that's not my issue. My issue is, like, why do I have to do something that has nothing to do with the marriage itself? You know what I mean? You get what I mean? Like, why do I have to do this whole process that the government wants?
So what would you saying is that you want to just
keep it traditional, keep it how it
make an appointment, just like, hey, we're gonna get married, and without trying to get a
yeah,
because they give you the license, and like within 30 days, if you don't get married, I might be wrong. 30 days, and you have to get a new one, pay again for the license. Is that how it works?
I don't know, dude. This is what
I've been married twice, so
this is exactly why I don't.
Imagine if
I don't get married. it's like I don't have an issue of getting married, right? I just have an issue with the process. Like, I can traditionally get married. You know what I mean? I'm not.
You see, a lot of churches that would require you to have the paper.
The marriage license. That's what I don't get. It's like, why? It wasn't a thing. Why was it made a thing? That's what I don't get.
The government trying to get more money from you.
Exactly my point. That's what I'm trying to get at. It's like this. The government does everything to get money out of you, and I don't know. It's fucking dumb.
To end this, I was gonna ask you one last question. Since we're talking about, would you, if you had a girlfriend, if you have a girlfriend and she proposed to you to get married, would you say yes?
Like, if my girl proposed to me,
okay, but it's not like if you're a place and she has this big ass thing,
like
for you in public, and like, would you say yes or no?
Depends on how she does it. I think I might say yeah.
Be like, how much did you spend on this? Okay, then but I don't know. I'll probably say, I don't know.
I don't know. She'd have to do something wild for me to say yeah, though.
I'll be ashamed of myself if she has to do all of that.
Yeah, bro.
Can you imagine? It was like, I had to do it for you. I don't know.
I don't know. It's just
to each their own, huh?
Yeah, I guess. Because I mean, I don't see it being a problem. It's very. It's like, it's different. That's for sure. Because normally it's the guy proposing to the girl or to the woman. So, I mean, to me, specific. I mean, like I said, you'd have to do something not out of this world, but like you'd have to do something pretty crazy for me to actually be like, yeah, let's do it.
I think if I were to propose somebody again, hopefully I don't have to ever do that. If they didn't want me, I'm like, can you just say yes so we don't look stupid?
Oh my god!
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't say no because then, you know what I mean. Just say yes, and then after everyone's gone, we're good.
Dude, that has to be so fucking heartbreaking. I've seen so many videos like that, and that shit looks so heartbreaking.
Here's the thing, though. People think you got to put in your mind you can feel. And this is when you need to pray too. If you're gonna make a decision like that, pray.
Yeah.
Right? It's not something that. Dude, I met this girl. I really like her. I think I'm gonna marry her.
Yeah, it's like those motherfuckers that get married like a week into their fucking relationship.
I know people like that.
Bro, like how? Like what the hell?
I don't know if you guys ever met this coworker we had. Dude was going through a divorce, and it was bad. I mean, I felt bad for the dude. One time we went to, it was my wife's birthday. We went out to the beach, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was telling him, I was like, I'm not gonna be here Thursday, coming back Monday, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, dude, can I come? I was like,
What?
he showed up, dude.
Really?
Showed up, and I was out.
Oh.
But anyways, what I was gonna say is that the dude was like, his ex-wife was scary.
Really?
One time she showed up to the actual job site,
Oh,
and
fuck.
he dropped whatever he was doing, ran across the street to where she was. Anyways, that's like, it's sad. Like, it's just
Yeah.
sad. 2 months later, homie got married.
That's
He just like he called in. He called out, like, we were supposed to be doing something, and then the foreman was like, "Oh yeah, he's not gonna be here today." I was like, "Why not?" On a random Wednesday. He's like, "I don't know." He just texted me this morning around 4 a.m. like, "Oh, I'm not gonna be able to show up."
The motherfucker
I guess he
eloped.
forgot that he had me on Facebook and everyone in the crew. Around 5 in the afternoon, he's showing pictures he got married. I was like, "What's up, bro? We didn't get invited." But
Right.
I hope they stay together.
Dude, I don't know. Like, that to me is like crazy as fuck, because like how much can you know about
Homie
someone?
looked sad, dude. Like, it was sad. I felt bad, and I didn't know he had someone else.
Yeah.
Cosa seria, no?
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Fuck
But
that.
yeah, and then I know people that have been together for 20 years, but like they don't want to get married because, like, why don't you? Dude, you got kids, you got a house, you got everything. You've been together since you were forever, but you don't want to get married. It's like, oh no, man, because I'm still waiting for someone else. I'm like, my, you're like 60 already. Get married. But yeah,
Yeah. Bro. I don't know.
I don't know.
There's-
It's just like I said, it's just our opinions. And
Yeah. Again, you know, like Bucky said, it's our opinion. You don't have to take what we say to fact. I mean, probably a lot of it might not be.
If you get mad, just relax, take a deep breath, and
Yeah.
it's
know.
okay.
Pray to God. He'll give you
There you go.
patience.
Better do that.
Yeah, God knows I've prayed a lot for patience. I really have. It's worked, honestly. But
You know, if you ask for patience, God would actually test you.
Yeah,
In
I
order
know.
for you to get better, when you go to the gym, you lift weights,
he
your
won't-
muscles break, right? In
Yeah.
order for you to have patience, He's gonna start testing you more and
yeah,
more.
it's not that he's gonna give you the patience. It's he's gonna put something in front of you to test your patience, to see if you can overcome whatever you're feeling, to, I guess, work to have patience. You know, I guess if I made that clear enough. But yeah, no, I have been tested a lot.
Good.
I don't always pass. Again, we're not perfect, but a lot of times, you know, I just put in my head, you know, he's testing me. He's like, he's testing me. I know he's testing me. I know I have to, you know, work through this. You know, I'm not alone. He's here. He's by me. We're gonna get through this. Like, that's the type of mindset that I'm trying to, you know, put in my head, you know, and hopefully, you know, pass to my daughters, because God knows I kind of fail in that aspect. But
yeah, man, just, you know, try to read the Bible,
yeah,
and God can definitely help you.
yeah,
But yeah, so anyways, if you made it this far, we appreciate you being
Yeah.
here. Thank you for
yeah.
listening to our conversation. I know a lot of times people don't probably understand what I'm trying to say because I don't get to the point, but thank you anyways.
Yeah. No, and TikTok. Thank you guys for the follows on TikTok. Even though a lot of them might have been because of the one video, but you know, hey, we went from 113 to 630
30, 40, I don't
something
know.
in like 2 weeks. So, well,
A lot
like
of
a
our
week and a
videos
half.
are over 1,000 views now, so
So-
it's good.
So we appreciate that. Continue to follow us. Continue to follow us on TikTok, Instagram. Y'all need to work a little bit better on Instagram. What else we have? Oh, Facebook,
Every social media, dude.
X. I don't know. I haven't
Facebook,
really
yeah,
followed
we
on
said
X. I kind of look at the TikTok because the comments are funny. I won't lie. Some of the comments are funny. Won't say which ones, but they are funny. But no, continue to do that. We appreciate it. Leave more comments. Like I said, I read them. They make me laugh. Those are, even though like sometimes they're like messed up, you know, is what it is. I mean, like we said, we want to see your opinions. Stop dogging Mando on his mask. I mean, at this point, it's kind of old. I mean,
that's his.
It's probably not going to change anytime soon. And if it does, well, then it does. I mean, that's up to him. But yeah, no, we appreciate it. There will be more clips and videos out. So yeah. Oh, YouTube. Watch YouTube and follow there. Subscribe. That's what it is. And like.
Share, do whatever.
Yeah. Do whatever y'all need to do.
Honestly, man, do whatever you want. Honestly,
yeah,
right. But
like,
if you
we're just giving y'all the recommendation. All right, we're giving you the suggestion. We would appreciate it if you would do the suggestion, but I mean, hey, it is what it is. If you don't, you don't. If you do, you do. But I think this wraps it up, right?
Yeah. This thing was too.
Yeah, the fucking
Take a
water
nap.
bottle wants to take a nap too. So I guess we'll see you guys next episode. See y'all, motherfuckers.
Well, you see us, but bye.